Hello, everyone. I am Haley Marie. I am an Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator and Joy of a Business Facilitator. And I just want to remind you guys that you can change anything. Did you know that at one time? Did you forget that? Did people tell you that things were impossible and that you couldn't do this or you couldn't do that? One of the things that I love about Access Consciousness, about being the tools of Access Consciousness, being a facilitator of Access Consciousness, is that it gives us this whole toolbox of tools and tips to change anything in our lives. Yes, anything. How do I know? Well, I've experienced that change for myself. I've seen that change in many other people who have come to my classes and attended other classes of Access Consciousness. I've seen people change, dis-ease in their body, change their relationships, change their money situations faster than what you could ever imagine or think possible. And I myself have experienced this change in many different ways. And one of the things that I have changed that is something that seems very difficult for a lot of people to change is that I took on panic attacks at one time. This was a few years ago, and I was choosing not to be aware. The why is not so important. The thing is that I chose to take these on in my body. And I began to experience panic attacks, which I had never had before. I had never truly been an anxious person. This was something that was not existent for me. And when I began to have them, I mean, you feel like you're dying, right? If you've ever had a panic attack before, it it feels like your whole body is shutting down. It just doesn't feel like you. You don't feel like yourself. And I was not using the tools as much at the time, to be perfectly honest with you. And I asked what it would take to change this. And I got the awareness to take a class, and I took the ESP class to Dr. Dane here. And at that class, I changed the panic attacks. When you're not feeling like yourself, you start to do a lot of things that aren't like yourself. I'm not one that believes in traditional medicine, especially for something like this. For me, that is something totally that's going on up here. And I would go to the hospital thinking I was having allergy attacks, all these different things before I got the awareness that it was truly panic attacks and anxiety that was going on in my body. And every time they would tell me I'm perfectly healthy and had me a piece of paper that tells me about anxiety and stress disorders. And they would ask me if I wanted to take medication, and that was not an option for me. I knew that there was something greater possible with my body, and I knew it wasn't me. And I knew that it could change. So I went to this class. And at this class, I asked for facilitation. And Dr. Dane, the amazing being that he is, he facilitated me on this, and I was willing to receive this facilitation, to ask what it would take to change it, to ask how could I change it, and to be willing to receive what he had to give to me in facilitation and to change it. And it was quite a short facilitation. I was ready to change it. I knew that I wanted to change. I knew that it was going to change. And we had the facilitation. He did a little bit of energy work. Some of you may think of it as hocus pocus on with me. Very light and gentle and kind. And I acknowledged that these changed. I acknowledge that the panic attacks changed, and I've never had a panic attack since. I use these tools in my everyday life. I do these tools. I facilitate classes. I facilitate access bars classes, facelift classes, body process classes. I'm a certified facilitator. I facilitate the foundation as well as Joy of Business classes as well. And I see how these tools have worked for me ever since I've chosen to use them and to be them in my everyday life. And if you would like to choose to have some change in your life, these tools can create so much for you if you actually truly would like to choose to use them and to have them as part of your everyday life. It's as simple as asking some questions, as simple as taking a class. What would work for you? What is light for you? And what would you like to change in your life? I created the apartment, this beautiful apartment that I live in using these tools. I didn't look for this apartment. It's a story for another video. I just wanted to share with you guys and remind you that you can change anything that you would truly like to choose to change. And when you change it, acknowledge that you changed it. Acknowledge that the change has occurred. Acknowledgement is one of the keys to change anything in your life. Thank you guys for joining me on this video today. If you want more tools like this, you can visit me at my profile at accessconsciousness.com/HaleyMontemere. You can find me on all my other social media channels, and they are included here in this YouTube, in the description. And find a class with me. You can attend a class online with me from anywhere in the world if you would like to choose that. Some are free, some are paid, some of them are short, some of them are 3 to 4 days long. What would you like to change? How much change would you like to have in your life? Is now the time to change something that you've been desiring to change and choose to have a greater life for you and your living and the planet. Ciao for now. Thank you for tuning in. Have the most amazing day and connect with me. I'd love to hear from you and to hear what you are creating in the world. Bye.